my question is, so we have Krish Vithlani here.
What's up,
A
boys?
friend of the pod. Great guy overall. That should be on your LinkedIn, by the way.
That should be- that
friend
should-
of the pod.
Friend
great
of the
guy.
pod. You know, vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Last time I was here, you guys were the broadcast podcast.
Yeah. and
Krish
then-
is now a vaguely familiar guest.
Yes. This is the
I'm
first
vaguely familiar. You know what I mean?
This is the
You've
first
seen
time.
him before. Here.
You've seen him before, but
14
now
months
he's
ago.
wearing a different shirt. He has glasses. Maybe he was working out a little bit. Like, who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, the
Like-
working out part is true because that thing's working out.
You know what?
Oh,
when
thank
my
you,
dad
bud.
calls it out.
What?
You know you're working out when my dad calls it out.
Yeah.
That's when you
Yeah,
know. Because my dad is like, he has like a hawk's eye. Like,
Yeah.
if you lose like 2 pounds, he
Yeah.
gains a couple and he's like, you got to quit the fries, bro.
Yeah.
That's
He's
enough.
been at me.
He's been at you, huh?
How have you been?
I've
What?
been
How
sick,
is your
man.
2021? What's been up?
So 2021 was filled with a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it started off just like the end of 2020,
Yeah.
and then in March everything changed.
Yeah.
Like I passed Core 1, my CPA exam.
Big
you know,
mans.
one of the blocks, got an apartment in Toronto.
Okay.
So I got my own little spot in the city, and got a new job as an analyst, and that's something that both Ahmed and I had like huge goals for.
Yeah.
Like we were like
Definitely.
dying and striving for it since graduation,
Mhm.
right? So
Bro, since our undergrad days
since our undergrad days, buddy, when you were like studying in your room, I was studying in my room,
on video call.
Skype until like 3 a.m. I'll go to sleep, wake up, Ahmed's still there. Like Ahmed's night hasn't even ended yet.
Yeah.
And then he would go to sleep, wake up 9 a.m. I'm still there.
Yeah.
And we would just go for like 24 hours like that.
That's insane.
And it was just it was like huge goals that both of us had. And like 2021 came with like a lot of like bittersweetness, but a
Mhm.
lot of like really good lessons and really good blessings.
Yeah.
Like more blessings than anything else
For sure, man.
that I could say. So just happy how it turned out, and hopefully 2022 is more blessings. You know?
How has
More
the
life.
More life.
More
DJ
life.
Khaled.
how has the post graduation life treated you? Like, is it everything you ever wanted? Is it everything you expected, or is it?
It's
Because
more,
actually, I'm
man.
like,
It's way more.
is it more?
It's
So like,
way more.
your experience is positive.
So positive. So
Yeah.
positive. As soon
Tell
as
me
like I
about
got out, I could feel like different. Like once you accomplish like the first goal that you have that you didn't think, like you were starting to lose hope.
Yeah.
After graduation, you're like, I'm not gonna get like what I want, and then you get it, and then it's like better than you thought it would be.
Yeah.
And it feels like because you were lied to so many times, like throughout university, like you thought like this is just gonna be one of those things. Even when I get it, even
Yeah.
if I get it, it's just gonna be one of those things. And it's like it's not. It's like a good thing that happens, and it's exactly what was promised.
Yeah.
And so
agree.
that's why it feels like, where's the catch?
Right.
You know?
Did you feel the same way?
I did. I think I agree with everything that Krish is saying. Like once you get that degree in your hand, it feels so great. It's like
Yeah.
this is something that nobody can take away from me.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
So I think it's really important to once you reach that milestone to
Yeah.
soak everything in, to
Yeah.
reminisce on all the hard work that you've put in, because this is like getting your degree is like a 16 years worth of schooling.
Mm.
Ever since you start kindergarten, preschool,
Yeah.
that's the goal. You want to graduate, you want to get
University.
that degree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like once you get there, you're like, okay, like what now? Like what next?
Mhm.
So, and once you get that first job, you realize it's like climbing a mountain. You get to
Yeah.
the peak, and then you look up, and there's like another peak in front of you,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah.
like just constantly
Yeah.
climbing and hustling,
Yeah.
Constant grind, man.
constant grind.
I
So it
remember
never stops.
the last time I was here, we were talking about that, right? We were talking about what it's like being an immigrant and then never feeling like you can celebrate your milestones.
Mm.
Can't catch a break.
You can't catch a break because like you're so worried that if you stop and just appreciate what you've accomplished in life, like what other people tell you you've accomplished, you put it away in your head. Like none of these compliments mean shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna take it because you're worried that you're just gonna become complacent,
Yeah.
and that's not what we were breeded for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it comes
Like
with
we were breeded in struggle.
yeah. True.
You know?
it comes
Very
with
true.
the weight of expectations as well, right? You want to always be hustling, making your parents proud.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it.
So if you stop now and if you go I'm happy with where I'm at, or like I'm proud of myself, then that other flip side of it, the offset is like, what if I just stop now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would the rest of my life look like? Would I be happy with it?
Yeah.
What if the answer is yes? You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to celebrate because, or at least I don't want to, and a lot of my friends don't want to, because if you do, then it's like you've done something worth celebrating, and that means you're ahead of somebody else, and then you can just kind of stop. But we'd never want to stop, right?
We want to carry that momentum.
We want to carry the momentum.
Last time you were here, we also asked you a question. We asked you, does it matter where you graduate from? And you had a very solid opinion. You said, no, it does not matter. I don't care where you go. You can go to Nipissing, Lakehead. Just get that paper.
I said it all, bro.
Get that
I said like
paper.
Trent. I said Ryerson. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So 1 year later, this feels like one of those Billie Eilish interviews for who did she do it for?
Vanity
For
Fair.
Vanity
Yeah.
Fair.
Vanity Fair.
Where every year we're gonna have Krish on the podcast. We're gonna ask him the same questions and see how his opinions have changed over time.
Vanity Fair, vaguely familiar. VF.
Yeah,
Beauty.
Let's get it.
There we go.
Beauty.
So let me ask you this question now. A year later,
Yeah.
you are in a new job.
Yeah.
You are pursuing different things.
Yeah.
Does it matter where you graduate from?
Yes, but not in the way that you think it matters. It matters because of your own personal pride of where you went. You need to be proud of what you've done in life, contrary to what I just said. And that's something that I'm slowly starting to unravel, because at 24 now I'm looking at some of my footing and some of my fundamentals, and I'm proud of it and what I've done and what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a bit of pride that I have that I graduated from U of T, not necessarily because of how hard it is, but because of the long history of men and women that have graduated from U of T.
There we go. The legacy.
You know, the legacy.
Yeah.
Now that my name is on a scroll on some graduation letter, that means that I have been added to a list of alumni,
Elite alumni.
elite alumni.
Yeah.
And in some way, whether or not I believe in my own greatness, my name is stamped beside theirs. And even though that they have done so many more things since they have graduated that I cannot even imagine doing for myself, at that point in time, our names are on the same level.
Very true.
So that's, I'm proud of that. You know,
Nobody can take that away from you.
Nobody can take that
Yeah.
away from you.
That's what you did.
But in the same way, I don't think that graduating from Nipissing or Trent or Lakehead gives you any less opportunity
Yeah.
while trying to pursue your career in Toronto or Canada. I think it's very transferable.
Yeah.
I've felt just a bit different on the second point that you've made, because the conversations that I've had with recruiters and even the person who hired me, I feel like being a U of T grad or a grad from like a higher ranked university in Canada, you do have that slight edge on your competitors who apply for the same role. And even once I got hired, I looked around my team and a lot of people were U of T Waterloo grads. So I'm not sure necessarily if it does have anything to play for.
I love that this conversation's happening with the UIT grad in the middle. And I'm like, bro, what are
We're
you
waiting for your
saying?
input.
Are you saying I have nothing to offer to the world? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. That's what he's saying.
But, okay, so he keeps reminding me that
It's
like
your own brother. Sometimes
yo,
it be your own.
it-
You know
it
what I
do
mean?
be. Scar, bro. Scar Mufasa. That's what I learned in Lion King.
Long live the king.
No, but he keeps reminding me that the workforce out, because I still have a few more months before I graduate,
Yeah.
and he keeps reminding me that there's the workforce out there is brutal, man.
Yeah, man.
It's like Mean Girls out there. Like if
Yeah.
you're not in the
Yeah.
community, if you're not popular, they're not gonna look at you. And like that freaks me out so much sometimes. Like just the fact that, okay, I put so many years into this university, done this degree, and I come out and then I'm starting right at the bottom of the food chain all over again. I have to climb my way back up. That's like, it's so tough,
But it depends on what you're doing, right?
especially mentally.
Like it depends on what you consider experience. Like you are a writer. You are a published writer.
yeah. How
Who
many
had-
marketing analysts would want
who-
that though?
But that's the thing. Like
Right.
you're casting your net on the wrong side of the boat.
True.
You know, like
if you
if
judge
you
a fish by the way it climbs a tree,
Yeah.
I think it's dumb.
like in not like I'm not Catholic, but like there was this one story where Jesus said, "Cast your net on the slightly to the left."
Yeah.
You know, like you put in the work.
Yep.
But if you just cast your net slightly off,
Yeah.
then the experience that you have done in your own personal life is experience. It's
Yeah.
literal experience, right? So who knows? Like maybe you're not going to be a marketing analyst for the rest of your life.
Are you saying that he shouldn't pursue what he's been studying and instead go for like an author, writer, journalist type position? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
I'm saying life will take you wherever you lead it.
Yeah.
I think there was like this one quote from John Mayer. Like he looked at a guitar and he was like, "I will go where you lead me."
Yeah.
You know, like he just put his hands up. He was like, "I'll surrender. I'll go where you lead me."
Yeah.
You know, and so
That's true.
it could be the same thing for you, right?
Yeah.
Where you have written, and I think you are still in the process of writing your second book.
Yeah.
You know,
It's coming out very soon.
so who knows? Like,
But,
who
like-
knows if that's the future for you? How can you stop it?
So
if
I
you
don't
really
know-
wanted to.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but because I'm a bit older than you guys. I'm 25. How old are you?
24.
24, right?
23.
23. Okay.
You
So-
don't know your own brother's
Yo,
age.
it's all the
You're
same.
such a bad brother.
We're like this.
We're like, yo, let me tell you something. My entire life, our father has misgraded us in all public events. Oh yeah, Nazar, he's in which one was it? Is it 7 or 8? And then he would ask me first because then he would immediately subtract 2, and that's where he was. So like this runs in the family.
For the longest time, my dad thought I was a teller at RBC. He's like, "Why are you getting dressed all the way to go to downtown? Just work at the Pickering branch." I'm like, I don't work at a branch. I work at the corporate office.
That's our dad for you.
Oh, bro.
But here's the thing, right? So like the older I get, so my next poetry collection is called "A Dream Is All I Need to Get By," which is a
Yeah.
great song by Noel
Yeah.
Gallagher. But it's also something that's like harder and harder to maintain. The dream, right? Let's say my dream is to be an author. My dream is to be a writer. It's harder to keep that dream alive the older I get. I don't know if it's cynicism. I don't know if it's pragmatism. I don't know if it's just a byproduct of getting older. But as I'm hitting my mid-20s and easing into my late to early 30s, I feel like, okay, so this stuff is becoming juvenile, all right?
Mhm.
So like, it's not paying the bills. It's fun. I may be good at it, but there's better writers out there. There's better people who are doing better creative things. It's gonna be a pipe dream, like in La La Land, and then that's it. And like that's something I'm
Oasis
scared
line
of.
where it's like, as we get older, the dreams we have as kids they fade
While
away.
we're living, the dreams we have as children fade away.
Yeah, I mean, like dreams.
And I'm scared of that. That's a legitimate phobia I have. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to lose this
Yeah.
thing that I have. Like, it's a gift.
Yeah.
And okay, it might not pay the bills now. It might not pay the bills ever. But like, firstly, being okay with that is hard. And then secondly, like living your life knowing that it's not gonna happen. That's also like something I'm struggling with. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
But is it happening to you as well? As you get older in your mid to late 20s, you feel like, well, can't be a cricketer anymore, or like whatever your passion was pre
Yeah.
degree, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
I think for me, it was about compartmentalizing my life. Like I was always like passionate about cricket, watching, playing. I was above
Talking.
average, talking about it.
Yeah.
But I always knew that it's not going to pay the bills. It's my passion. It has a part in my life, which it's going to stay.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to have to pursue something else
Yeah.
in order to sustain myself financially.
So
yeah.
the thing is, like, you know that your dreams are a depreciating asset,
Oh yeah.
right? Straight off the bat. Like, you can take 20% off every year.
Oh yeah.
You just need, until something happens that lets you re-up and refill, that's just going to keep going down
Yeah.
until, like, it's no longer a thing. And I feel like a lot of people let it go down to a place where it's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
Ahmed's dream is to be surrounded by cricket.
Yep.
You guys talk about cricket. That's 1/3
Yep.
of your legs.
Yep.
Right. He's re-upping every time, like, you guys have that. And like every time you guys have like a match or anything that you guys kind of talk about, it's like one more thing that kind of lets him fulfill his dream.
Yeah.
You know, for a long
Totally.
time, like in university, mine was an analyst, but that was just because that's something that I really wanted to do and I was fascinated by it.
Yeah.
Like it was something I was very like interested in, but it wasn't necessarily like my dream, you know, as a kid.
What was it? What was your dream?
I had like a lot, man. I had like military was on there. Like I had like a lot of like
Yeah.
things that I always wanted to do, right? So like down the line, those will always be things that I will pursue, you know, but as of now, it's not necessarily my main objective,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, there's things coming down the line where maybe next year, you know, I'm back here and I'll tell you like these are all the things that 2022 has brought me.
Hopefully,
You know, and
man.
like all the dreams that I've accomplished. And
I
I
love-
feel like the same thing will be done for you where you'll release this new book
Yeah.
and you'll get more views and more subscriptions and more, you know, purchases than you had last time.
Yeah. I hope
And that's
so.
just an inclining number every time you release something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah, maybe a marketing analyst is something you have to do for now.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it's not going to be something you do for the long term.
I think you need to work the 9 to 5, but also keep your dreams alive in the 5 to 9.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Put that
Yeah.
on a t-shirt, man.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
was good.
this podcast is, I think it's part of my 5 to 9,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think you should let your work define who you are,
No.
right? I
No.
think if you go to a setting, you shouldn't be saying, hey, I'm Krish, I'm an analyst at XYZ,
Yeah.
right? There should be more to it.
Yeah.
And I think people who do define themselves by the work that they do,
Yeah.
they can often make a mistake because, God forbid, if you die tomorrow, your employer will be looking for your replacement the night of.
Yeah.
The
That night.
moment they hear the news, they'll be looking. They'll be like, Krish, good guy, but let's put the posting out there.
Yeah.
That's
Recruiters,
true.
let's look.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be putting too much
Yeah.
of emphasis on the work that you do.
Yeah.
Which is why I think I like to keep my passion of cricket and other ways like the bond with my brother alive through this
Mhm.
podcast.
True. I just want BMO to know that this is his thoughts and not our thoughts. No, but he's 100% right. He's 100% right. There've been days when like he's been having like terrible days, like
Yeah.
because he lives across the hallway. I could hear
Yeah.
him struggle,
Yeah.
and like it'll be like 6 p.m. and we have like an 8 p.m. podcast to shoot, and he'll be
Yeah.
here, man. He'll be like, "Yo, we gotta talk about that Pakistan series, man. That was such a good and
Yeah.
you see the change in him.
It's a
And
switch.
It's a switch. It's a
Yeah.
proper switch, and for that next hour, he's in it.
Yeah.
He's like 100% in it, and it's
Yeah.
so much fun to see that because I see it from the outside. Like
Yeah.
I see him struggle in the morning, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, he's present for
Yeah.
whatever we're talking about here. And
Yeah.
you're right. It's the 5 to 9 that
Yeah.
like, keeps you going, man. It
And that's
keeps you
the thing, right? That's like your energy.
going. Yeah.
Like you get your energy and your pillars from like you get your energy from your different pillars in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very much where that comes from. You can't be 100% successful at work and then have a shit social life,
True.
you know?
True.
And like dating's not going well or like your own personal like projects aren't going well and then like you like overall like on a weighted average you're going to be a pretty unhappy person,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So like once it's time to clock out for work, what else do you have?
Yeah.
You know, and that's very much the thing, right? Where when you're so like desperate to graduate and all you want to do is just graduate and then get that first job.
Yeah.
And now you have that first job. As soon as 6 p.m. rolls around, you're like, what else was there in my life?
Mm.
Like what habits and what like traditions can I carry forward? Nothing. I sacrificed them all. I'm a shell of a man now.
yeah.
You know? So now you gotta like figure out what else are you gonna do. Like last year I picked up guitar for the
Oh,
very
great.
first time. Yeah.
How was that?
It's good. It's fun. You know,
Did
I
you
had
get
I
past,
had
like
the
the whole
calluses.
numbing of the yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
yeah.
That was the best. You know what
Bro,
I mean?
that is the best.
Anytime like anybody touched my hands, I would like apologize. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
scratchy.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
like I just have calluses all over
Yeah.
my fingers.
What made you get
You
the
know?
guitar? Why the guitar? Is
The
it
guitar-
because it's the cool one, or is it because
No, man. In grade 9, I had this teacher named Miss Chase.
okay?
Right.
Shout out
And
Miss
in
Chase.
grade 9, I went to Sir Johnny MacDonald Collegiate Institute. It was an amazing school. I very much miss that school to this day. And I had this teacher named Miss Chase, and she was my strings teacher. So I went into class for the first time. I didn't know what strings was.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, like I learned how to play the cello, and I would be able to sight read just
Oh
because
wow, that's
of the
amazing.
patience of Miss Chase. And she was really good. Like she was just an amazing teacher.
Yeah.
And like to this day, like when I have like teacher friends that I meet and they tell me that they're teachers, like I just think of her. I'm like, I have such an incredible appreciation for her.
Yeah.
That is a
The-
crazy story.
The,
You know what? That reminds us. We had Osama on the podcast last week, and he was talking about how he took or how he pursued design because of one of his teachers in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother talking about one of his teachers in grade 12
Yeah.
creative writing class.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
how that played such a key role in him
Yeah.
still pursuing his passion in writing
Yeah.
and poetry. I feel like sometimes high school teachers or teachers in general, they undervalue their role in society
Yeah,
and how
dude.
much they can shape shift
Yeah.
a kid's life.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because
100%.
we don't often get the chance. Like our days are just not structured. And like I don't know about you guys, I don't have any of my teachers' emails, so I
No.
can't just like shoot them off an email and say, "Hey, you remember me?" So I can't go back often and say like thank you. So oftentimes they will go through their day and they won't even know like the impact that they've had on you, you know?
True.
Because as a ninth grader, I was a shithead. I was a piece of shit kid, you know? Like I was a
True,
garbage
true.
student. And she would have no idea the impact that she had on me. And so picking up the guitar was very much just my way of kind of I don't know, paying homage to Miss Chase, you know.
Cool.
And it was just something that I can't play the cello. I
Yeah.
can't pick up a cello right now. One, they're expensive.
They are, man.
And two, it's just like in a condo situation, it's just like a little too much.
Yeah.
You're doing the most, but just the guitar, it's like perfect in between. Like I can still pay homage to the strings and learn the strings, and then just pay respects to Miss Chase.
So how far along the guitar journey are you? Like, can you do chords and everything?
No, not yet. Like I'm learning chords.
Yeah.
I started learning chords,
That's
and I started learning tabs.
Oh, great.
Like you know, like the tabs that you
Yeah.
see on like YouTube. So I'm like learning a few songs here and there, but yeah, it's like very much still early.
Bro,
early
once
days in
you
there.
can get past that hump of a few chords and then the bar
Yeah.
chord,
Yeah,
it's just game over after that. You
Yeah.
will not want to put it down.
yeah.
Like when I get stressed, he hears it. Like I have a guitar hanging in my room.
I saw
and
it. I saw it. It's a beauty.
I love it. And I
Yeah.
literally will sit down and I play like 3-4 songs that I remember by heart.
Yeah,
Play it and I just feel so calm.
yeah,
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
it like literally like just
Yeah.
centers me and then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what's up?
yeah. You
What
have
do we
the
gotta do?
you have the couple songs that you go to
Yeah.
every time. Like I had "Talking to the Moon" by Bruno.
Yeah.
You know, that's a beautiful song.
love
Like
it.
if you hear that on the guitar,
Yeah.
like I play it and it's just so emotional. It's just such a great song to play.
I don't know about you,
You know?
but like when I play the guitar, well, I've been playing it for about 10 years now. And it
fuck.
literally has like
Yeah,
opened a different part of my cranium.
yeah,
Like when I hear music, when I see music, when I see people playing live, I can tell when like that guy's a good artist
Yeah.
or not. And it's for some reason it has made me dislike pop music because everything is so basic and you will hear it.
yeah,
Once you start playing the guitar and you learn the 4 chords,
Yeah.
you can't escape it.
yeah.
And you're like, man, again,
The same
Really?
4
Yeah.
chords.
same
Yeah,
4 chords. And then,
yeah,
but then you appreciate other artists. Like, yo,
yeah,
Billie Eilish is kind of cool because she
Yeah.
did that. And then, you know, okay, Ariana Grande, probably not. And
Yeah.
because she only has the same 4 chords. And then you keep going doing that
Yeah.
and you find amazing music.
yeah,
Like, we were talking about Hotel California right now, right?
yeah, yeah.
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
also your pad's name.
Yeah, my condo's name is Hotel California. What up?
Yeah. And Hotel California is like guitar wise, it's
Yeah.
such an interesting song to learn.
Yeah,
man. If you can learn Hotel California, you can play any song
yeah,
because it has so many chord changes.
yeah,
And then you respect the person who came up with that. You're like, yo, how does this brain work?
yeah,
And then the big reason why him and I like started liking Mir more
yeah,
was
yeah.
because he's a great lyricist. He has great storytelling abilities.
Yeah.
But the way he shreds,
Yeah.
that's
Amazing.
insane.
You try to like
amazing.
go out there and learn the intro for slow dancing.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? My fingers can't do that. No,
Yeah.
it's not possible.
It just doesn't work.
He just slow dancing in a burning rock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That down. That's all he
Yeah.
knows.
I played it for you.
Yeah, he played it for
He
me.
knows the first 3
Yeah.
notes of that song.
Yeah.
And after that, he's like, "Yo, how do the fingers do that?" He's just so like.
My thumb isn't
Yeah.
that big.
Yeah.
But
Like
like,
this, I started getting into John Mayer like a while ago, like maybe like a year ago,
oh,
because he introduced me.
mhm.
You introduced him, he introduced me.
Yeah.
You know, so you're having like a trickle down effect.
Oh, there we go.
Make sure you pass that down to somebody else.
I promise you, I will.
Yeah.
I promise you, I will. But it's already in the works. It's already in the works. You know who you are. You know. But yeah, so I was already getting into John Mayer, but then Sawbrock came out,
Oh.
and I was just like, oh my
Let me tell you
God.
something.
Wait. Oh yeah, go ahead.
This
Sorry.
man has heard Sawbrock inside out. Like
Yeah.
he knows the intricate delicacies of that song.
Yeah.
Of each
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
nuances.
Like, you know, and that's that part of Wild Blue when in the end he's like, this can keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
He knows
You'll
that. He's heard
never
that.
know
There we go. The unlikely beauty of letting
the
you
unlikely
go.
beauty of letting you go.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
like, oh, what a
What a
like
line.
what a song. You know what I mean? Like what a line to drop.
Speaking of, I just got.
at the end of it.
Yeah,
And
it's
just
like-
the perfect way. And you'll never know the unlikely beauty of letting you go.
Yeah.
Like that's like when you're like getting over something
Yeah.
that was like hard to get over.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, the unlikely beauty. Like I didn't think this would feel this like beautiful of just
Yeah.
letting this go.
Yeah.
And it's just the best. And when John said that, I was just like,
Bro,
game.
everyone who's
Game.
found John Mayer, and it's kind of like you have to find him at like the right time.
Yeah.
Things have to like align in a certain way.
Oh, for sure.
That where when he sings something like that,
Yeah.
you catch on to it, and then you can
Yeah.
fit it in that pocket of your life. You're
Yeah.
like, that's what that's about.
Yeah.
That's what that. And once you do, man, his music just takes you somewhere else. Like
It's
you
another
have no
thing.
control.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. You can't just get into John Mayer.
No,
Like,
no.
A time has to come for
Yeah.
that to happen.
I've
You know what I mean?
one of my friends introduced me to John Mayer in
Yeah.
like 2012, and I
Yeah.
couldn't appreciate him at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this country shit?
Sure.
I don't want
Yeah.
to listen to it.
Yeah.
This is true." And
That's
Yeah.
what happened to me 2017 when you were
Yeah.
listening to it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't. I just
Yeah.
can't.
and then 2017 happened, and I was like, "Bro, this is everything right now."
Yeah.
Yeah, when those things align and you start appreciating his music, his words, his storytelling, it just fits somewhere perfectly in your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
What is all that about? I don't get
know.
that.
I don't know. And nobody has really dove into that.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think people talk about that enough,
no,
but that is very true. And I feel the same way about Passenger.
yes,
Like, Passenger
Same.
and the Lumineers will come into your life at the time where it most fits.
yes,
Like, you won't just listen to Cleopatra. And unless, like, that there's a time in your life where that will speak to you,
yeah,
that won't mean anything to you. Like, the
Yeah.
songs will just, like, it'll just be dull. You'll just be like, I'm over this, you know?
I
Too
totally agree.
folky, too alternative.
Yeah,
I'm going to go listen to Drake.
yeah,
But, like, until, like, it hits you.
yeah,
And then you're in a place where, like, you need to listen to some Lumineers.
yeah,
And, like, you come across, like, a song or a couple songs. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
what's this about?
yeah.
That's when it's, like, it'll just consume you.
Man,
You know,
you're
that's what happened to me.
You're
you
so
know?
right. I've had
Yeah.
so many artists that was like, I don't even Coldplay. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's like Paradise. Okay, what else? Like, I'm not into it. And then that was all of like my early teens. And then as soon as I got into my late teens, I was like,
Yeah.
Coldplay is everything, man.
Yeah.
What is that? Like,
Yeah.
how did I miss this?
Yeah.
And I think it's all about maturity, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Once you ease into or mature into a place where you can relate to that
Yeah.
music. Like, have you ever heard Bruce Springsteen music?
No, not yet.
Okay, so here's the
No.
thing about Springsteen. This is the thing I told him.
Yeah.
Like, if I was 16, 17, I would hate that music. I would be like,
Mm.
what is this hillbilly crap?
Yeah.
But as soon as you're like in your early 20s and you're working like a 9 to 5, a graveyard shift, whatever it is, you're slaving your life over, right? Could be school, could be work, could be whatever. He sings about the everyday man, the blue collar guy so well
Mhm.
that you are like, how does he know that?
Yeah.
How does he know that about my life?
Yeah.
And it's just insane. There's a really good movie actually called
Blinded by the light.
Blinded by the Light. It's a true story about
It's a true story. It's a story about his life.
it's literally a movie about my life. And it's the weirdest thing. When we saw it, I took my parents to see it after. I was like, we got to see this movie.
Yeah.
It's basically, I'm going to run the gist of it. It's a true story.
Yeah.
It's about this Pakistani kid who lives in London, right? He wants to be a writer. His dad drives a taxi. His dad's like, that's not happening. You're going to go to like an engineering school.
Yeah.
His friend finds a Bruce Springsteen cassette. They listen to it together, bond over it, and he like finds like the ability to like break away from his like family norm,
Yeah.
and pursue writing
Yeah.
in Manchester as he wanted to. And
Yeah.
that guy's real. He's a journalist. He writes for The Guardian.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book about this called Blinded by the Light.
Yeah.
And they turned it into a movie. And when I saw that, I was like, this is a Pakistani kid in the 80s.
Yeah.
What the hell does he know about like blue collar white people?
Yeah.
And yet it fits.
Yeah.
And once you, like you said, once you hit that level where like you just need that music to come in and
Yeah.
fit into your life, everything makes sense, man.
Everything does.
It's so weird how that
And
works.
music changes you. Like
Yeah.
it's not like something that you listen to in order to work out or go for a walk or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Like or like just pass the time. It's like it's something that you listen to and you'll obsess over an album or a song.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
everything about that album or song will be impactful in its
Yeah.
own way.
Yeah.
And you will find ways to dissect it and break the lines apart and break the verses apart and then apply them
Yeah.
into your life.
I had that happen to me when I discovered Phineas's music this year.
Yeah.
Phineas, yeah.
And like this one of the songs that he had from his EP, I Lost a Friend. And I was
So
like,
good.
you know, when you grow older, over time you lose track of some friends. Like
Yeah.
maybe it was like high school friends that you used to be close to, and you just aren't anymore because
Yeah.
as life progresses, sometimes when you grow, you as friends, you grow apart, you drift
Yeah.
apart. And I really feel like friendship breakups hurt more than actual breakups.
Yeah.
Romantic breakups, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that song resonated, and then I dove even deeper into his other songs,
Mm-hmm.
which also really like resonated with me. And then his new album was so great. So back
He was
to what
actually
was
our,
saying,
our
yeah.
first concert back after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Really, huh?
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
don't know if we're gonna go back to another show because
Yeah, the John
The
Mayer show in
Omicron.
February it's looking tight.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have like 3 shows in Feb too. I have Mayor, I have Snow Patrol, which has been moved 3 times. We were supposed to see them in 2020. Remember?
Yeah.
They've been moved 3 times. We have there's a new band called Inhaler that also is coming in Feb. So I don't know if those are gonna happen or not.
Yeah.
We also had passenger
Passenger.
tickets.
Yeah.
April.
April, man.
Oh my
That's
god.
gonna be
Yeah.
that's gonna be a good
I
one.
heard it's gonna be like Ramadan during
Yeah,
that
we might.
time, right?
We'll see.
It's,
We'll
it's
see.
probably a no though, but
It's probably a no.
yeah.
Probably
but
no.
but I was so excited for passenger.
yeah, man. Passengers like
And seeing it with you would have been a lot of
that
fun
would have
because
been
you're
so
like
great.
An actual
diehard.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
it would
I
have
love
been.
Passenger.
So is Passenger the artist that you're into currently, like, or is it?
Yeah, but like
What is
like
the artist-
Passenger at this point, like Passenger for me is like a bit of old news.
Yeah.
Like it's my it's my same song. Like
Yeah.
there's this term that somebody told me where it's like it's comforting music because you've already heard it.
Yeah.
And like you listen to it to study or you listen to it to do whatever remedial task you have. Like to me that's very much Passenger at this point until he comes out with a new album.
Yeah,
But to me Passenger is my comfortable place now.
I agree.
Where it's music that I know the words to and I've felt the same feelings that I've always felt.
Yeah.
I've already felt the feelings and it'll
Yeah.
just bring them back and it'll be nice, but I'm not feeling anything new anymore.
Yeah. Has there ever been a song that's changed meaning for you? Like maybe you heard it like maybe a few years ago and then it meant something and then now it means something else. Because as I grow older,
Wow.
like a lot of songs that meant something else, like Fix You meant something else to me in my late teens and now in my mid 20s. It means completely different. It means like Chris Martin has a savior complex and we need to save it. But what about you? This is open
Yeah,
for the floor.
this is a
Yeah.
hard one, bro.
Yeah, I think for me, it's got to be "Slow Dancing in a Burning Room" by John Mayer.
Really?
Because like initially when I used to hear it, it was just it's a good song, good lyrics, but now I can actually relate to it, resonate with
Yeah.
it. It
Why
has
is
some-
that, Ahmed?
It has
Why is
some,
that?
It has some sort of
What's
meaning
what's
behind it at
what's
this
going
point.
on? What's going on?
It's like you're in a boat that's sinking, and you know it's sinking, but you're still in the boat.
All right.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's
And
poetic.
you're enjoying the moment while it's sinking. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, so why can you relate to
Stuff happens.
in a burning room?
What about you? What do you got?
I don't know, man. Like the one song that has always like followed me throughout my life was "Born Sinner" by J. Cole.
Okay.
That was always the one song that when I first heard it when I was like probably like 15, 16
Yeah.
until now, that's been the song of my life.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think like as I grow, it'll grow with me. And it's funny because that's one of the lyrics, you know?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I grow,
Full
you grow
circle.
with me, you know? And it's one of the things that's like as I go through the different stages of my life, it'll follow me. And the lyrics will always kind of mean the same thing. It'll remind me of the same story, but it'll be in a slightly different connotation.
Yeah.
The tone will be different.
Yeah.
You know, the words are the same, but the tone's different.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
I think that's when you listen to a song, oftentimes that'll be how it is. You know, Let Her Go.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
I was
when-
gonna also say "Stop This Train" by John Mayer.
Yeah, that one changes a lot for me too.
When I was
Yeah?
younger, I used to listen to that song, and I was angry. I was like, "Why can't we stop this train? This train of life, that is.
Yeah.
Like, it has to stop. Like, we got to do something about it. You know, we just
Yeah.
can't just let time pass by and life fly by away."
Mm-hmm.
But I guess over time, I listen to it like mostly on my birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when I have the real, like, life crisis, existential
Yeah.
dread.
Yeah.
But over time, I've made peace with it. That
Mhm.
we can't stop this train.
Yeah.
And while we're here, just enjoy the time that you have.
Yeah. Do you guys have any movies that you watch and it's different the second time or third
100%.
time you?
500
watch
Days
it.
Summer.
500
Yeah, I was
Days of
gonna
Summer.
say that. I was gonna say it because like I watched it with like I watched it last or like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the very first time I watched it.
Yeah.
Well, like
First
maybe
time
like
after
maybe
long
like a
time.
month ago I got through half of it,
Yeah.
and then I rewatched it
Yeah.
with somebody, and it was just a completely different experience.
Yeah.
I think the
The
first time
second
you
time.
watch it, like I watched it as a teenager, and I
Same.
was so mad at Zoe Deschanel and her
Yeah.
character.
Summer.
I
You're
was like,
pissed.
man,
Summer,
she
yeah.
did Tom dirty. Like,
Yeah.
why did
Yeah.
she do that?
Yeah. You're like, she's
Yeah.
a bitch. What's up with that?
Yeah.
And then you're completely right.
Yeah.
As I grew
Yeah.
older, as I grew up, I was like, wait a second.
Tom
Yeah.
has issues.
Bro.
He has his own
He has-
issues that he
he's-
needs
he's
to
lot
figure
of
out.
projecting.
issues.
Yeah.
This entire movie, like
Yeah.
she's been honest with him and he's just been like,
Yep.
no.
She
we're this,
told
we're
him
that.
straight up front she's not looking for anything serious. It was him that was putting her in that position.
Yeah.
And you know, I
Um,
used to like idolize Tom. I'm like, this guy is a romantic.
He's a lover.
You don't understand. He can't let her go like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna win her back and all that. And like that
Yeah.
soundtrack, by the way, is one of my favorite soundtracks
Yeah.
ever. Because all the entire music in that movie is just so good. And yeah, as I grew older, like I think I rewatched it last year and I was like, wait a second.
I might rewatch it tonight.
Yeah.
It's
Just because a girl likes the same band as you does not make her your soulmate.
And I was,
Yeah.
that was my like thing in life. I was like, so whoever I'm gonna talk, whenever I was in like talking stage with someone, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so what's your favorite band? And
Yeah.
what are you into? And I was
Yeah.
like, I was waiting for the
Yeah.
Smiths moment to happen. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, like I love the
Yeah.
Smiths. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? Like you like that same band that I like?
Yeah.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Never happened. And like, I was like, okay, so like, is that? So I had to change my metrics
Yeah.
because of that movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't happen, man. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And his mistake was because she likes the Smiths. He
Yeah.
just projected all of these things on her,
Everything just
Everything.
fucking flowed.
and that
you
was
know?
his downfall.
Yeah.
And man, that movie keeps changing for me.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Another one that keeps changing is have you seen About Time?
No.
You have to watch it.
Great movie.
Should I?
It's also about watches.
Is it?
Well,
Part of it.
Get out of here.
It's about time.
Small part of it. It's about time.
Small part.
So the
Yeah.
gist of it is this guy, he has time traveling powers,
Oh.
and it's set in like a countryside UK. So it's a
Mhm.
very beautiful movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the gist is that he has time traveling powers, and he doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to like
Yeah.
change the world or anything.
Yeah.
He just wants to find love,
Yeah.
and it's so powerful because I don't want to spoil it for you, but you think the movie's about one thing, and then it ends, and you reflect on it, and you're like, wait, that's not.
That's not the theme.
That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
And I recently rewatched it, and I was like, well, that one's changed.
Yeah.
That I thought it was about this one thing, and then it's about this completely other thing, and yeah, those are probably the two movies that I go back to.
About Time is something I'll watch then.
Yeah, 100%. I recommend that to
It's
everyone.
about time you've watched it.
Yeah.
Stop.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Talking about time and watches, I wanted both of you to look at your wrists and then look across at each other's wrists.
No.
So if you're not watching us on YouTube, they're
Missing out.
by some coincidence wearing the same exact
Can we
watch.
put it right in front of the camera?
Yeah, there you go.
That is the thumbnail.
That's the thumbnail. There we go. The GA 2100. This is a great watch, man.
It's an amazing watch. And my boy, Ahmed
Oh, yeah.
Saeed. Bashar.
Yeah.
Bashar. Call me Bashar.
The rebrand. Let's get it.
2.0.
Yeah.
Bashar got me the this watch for
Yeah.
our annual Christmas drive.
I love that you guys have that, by the way. You
Yeah?
guys have this thing where you guys exchange watches
yeah.
whenever something big happens. And
Yeah.
that's how I live. Whenever a milestone happens, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy myself a watch to remind
Yeah.
myself. I think you were the one who actually told me that you do that.
I told you that. Yeah.
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 And it's
Yeah.
stuck with me, man.
Yeah.
This is the beauty about this podcast. Like, we talk
Yeah.
to so many interesting people and I learned so many things
Yeah.
that I've started doing that now.
Yeah.
Where
It's
like
good.
something positive happens in like when my book's coming out and I'm gonna go to Karachi by the time
Yeah.
this comes out. I'm gonna buy a watch from Karachi.
I want you to pick out which watch will symbolize your
Ah.
book.
Oh.
Because you can't just pick out, I'm going to go that one.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You can't do
You're
that.
right. You're right.
Right? You got to like really think about like which watch will be my timestamp.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a timestamp. You are
Totally.
very much stamping in a piece of time to your novel.
Yeah.
Novel as in like your novel of accomplishments.
Yes.
Like your passport.
Yeah.
Right? You get to pick which stamp you're going to pick.
Totally.
So which one will best symbolize your accomplishment?
So I have a few friends in Karachi who are also big watch heads who are
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
love this podcast, by the way. Shout
Yeah.
out Ali Bhai. And
Yeah.
him and I are gonna go to like the vintage markets in Karachi and like pick out like we're gonna go to like through all like the used
Wow.
vintage watches and see if we can find something that connects. So
Mush.
that's what I want to do. Like I want something that's been like at least 30 to 40 years old,
Yeah.
worn, maybe broken, fix it,
yeah.
you know, have the whole thing done and then wear it.
Mashallah.
Maybe also while you're at it, get a watch case as well.
Yeah, you should.
You know
I
what's
went
that?
into your drawer
Oh,
while nobody
yeah.
was around. I just
Yeah.
started rummaging around.
All right, yeah.
I was like, what the
else did you
fuck's in
find?
here? Yeah.
What else? Don't tell us. No, not on air.
Cut.
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
a watch case yet. I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
Because this collection is starting to get
A little bigger.
a little bit bigger. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
like four. I think I have 4 or 5 watches right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have the John Mayer Houdinki one as well. I keep the
Yeah,
box
yeah.
right here.
Yeah, you have the Seiko as well, right?
Yeah, the Seiko.
Yeah,
I have.
you need a
few
case,
G-Shocks. Yeah,
buddy.
I need to get
You know?
one.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
What do you think of the John Mayer Houdinki collaboration? They just launched a new watch.
Yeah,
the
I was
Bashaar
I was
watch.
actually
So cool.
low key. I was actually looking into that for you. That's
Yeah.
why I asked you
Can I
earlier.
tell you something? Like
I was
these are
like-
great investments.
right.
These are.
Man, I bought 2 of these. So I gave one to one of my best friends. And
Yeah.
but I was just looking around and I bought it for about retail 180 and then shipping and everything cost about 200 per watch. So I got 2 of them. And within a few weeks, they were going for 500.
Yeah.
They're still going for 500 to 600 if you look on like
Yeah.
Kijiji or
Yeah.
Marketplace.
It's a solid
Great
like-
investment, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? When you're investing in something, I don't want to call it investing, but like when
Sure.
you were buying something that is very small in in quantity,
Yeah.
there's only a certain amount of it out there,
Yeah.
and you know it's going to be valuable because it's related to something that pop culture really idolizes.
Mm-hmm.
The value should stay the same,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it rises. This one.
But that's the thing. Like John Mayer.
Because there's only like an X amount, right?
Unless
Yeah.
he gets canceled, we're good to go.
But I don't think he will.
I don't think he will. He
I don't
plays it
think-
so safe.
If he was gonna get canceled, he would have got
I
canceled
mean,
like
wait till the
during
next,
his meltdown. and
Yeah.
stuff.
wait,
true.
no, wait
You
till
know,
the
back
next Taylor Swift album drops.
No.
I don't know if
Christ.
he's probably not into the whole.
Jake Gyllenhaal got it, huh?
Okay,
so
here's
you're into it. You're into
He-
the drama.
he got it,
here's the
huh?
thing. You're into the drama?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's fucking
So
go.
here's the
boys.
thing. So Gyllenhaal got the brute force. I agree,
Yeah.
but he never got canceled. He didn't do anything offensible. Like the
Yeah.
offense wasn't as big.
He was
3-month
the
relationship,
offense.
man. Come on.
The offense was that he was a shitty boyfriend.
Which come on, everybody is at one point, right? I'm not.
Yo, speak for yourself, bro. Yo,
All right.
don't project that on me. And I'm in here singing, slow dancing
dancing in a
burning room while he's in the shower.
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
being a shitty boyfriend does not equate cancellation, because cancellations have been done on things that are actually like offensive, like people groping, sexual harassment,
yeah.
and so we can't equate those two together. Firstly, secondly, Gyllenhaal is fine. Just by the way, newsflash, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Right? That weekend was tough for him, but like
No, I
everybody's
think the
forgotten
best
it.
part was that out of all the drama that went down, he didn't have any reaction to it.
No, he was cool. You know, he went. So Friday, the album drops, and then she drops the music video and everything. Saturday night, he's out promoting his sister's movie at an awards show, and he looks happy. He's with his girlfriend, who's actually 25, and she's actually 25.
Yeah.
And he's just living it up, man. And that's the kind of confidence I want in my life, where it's like, what? Taylor who? Taylor Slow? I don't get it. I don't give a shit. I'm here supporting my sister.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, once you start looking like Jake Gyllenhaal,
Oh
maybe
my
you'll have the confidence
My God,
to be able
that's
to
a
like
beautiful human being.
maneuver like
Totally.
that. You know what I mean? Like,
So where do you stand on that whole Swiftie versus Gyllenhaal thing?
where is there to stand? He was a shitty person. She made an album about it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but okay. What about
it happens.
What about the vitriol from the fans? Like, were you on TikTok that weekend?
Oh, what you're
That's what I'm
talking
talking
about?
about.
Like,
Yeah.
where like her fans were messaging John Mayer and
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, I hope you die." And
Yep.
he's like, "Oh,
Did you see that? by
I
the
messed.
way?
Yeah. I saw
Oh
your
my-
I saw your little
TikTok
your
thingy.
TikTok
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I was like, that's fucking wild, dude.
Sir?
That's you're popular, bro.
Thanks.
Like I got my eyes on the ball, but I was just like, yo, that's wild. Like he's just like
Yeah.
messaging back, and then all of a sudden, after he messages back, everybody's tone changed.
Yeah. Did you see how
Everybody's
the girl
tone
just went
changes.
Like, oh my God, I didn't think you'd reply.
Like
And-
what the fuck?
Yeah.
So
Did
what
you
are you?
actually
What are
want
we
me to
doing
die?
here? Like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Like, you're-
that's my whole problem with Taylor Swift.
I don't think that's a Taylor Swift fan problem.
Okay.
I think that's like a young person problem today.
Okay. So one of my friends told me that.
Where I
That's
feel
a
like-
Gen Z thing.
I feel like it's a Gen Z thing.
Yeah.
Like we graduated high school a little while ago.
Yeah.
My high school, everybody was just kind of studying. Like nobody really had time
Yeah.
for anything else. Like we were all just trying to get into university. It was like a little bit of drama here and there, but like for the most part, nobody got punched in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get
Like
it.
it was like there wasn't a lot of Twitter beef. There wasn't a lot of like Facebook beef.
Mhm.
Everybody was kind of in their own way. Every now and then there would be like a little bit of like a tussle, but it was fun. You
Yeah.
know? Maybe in Scarborough it's a little different. I don't know about your guys' school.
I think ours
You
was
you
the
went to
same.
school with Shawn Mendes. I don't see that
We're
happening.
chill.
Yeah.
You guys
Chill.
are you guys
Everything
are
was good here.
you guys are just like
We're chill,
chilling.
man.
The
We're
only
chill.
beef you were having was on Snapchat streaks.
Yeah.
Why are you sending me an S? Like, what does that represent? You know, is that what the
Spider-Man.
streak is worth?
Yeah. Only beef you guys have is at school lunches.
Yeah.
That was halal too.
That was halal. Yeah, you already know, fam. Halal gay. But yeah, like maybe it's different for other schools, but like I think we all went to like a pretty safe,
normal.
pretty
quote, unquote,
normal
yeah.
place, which set us up for success. But from what I'm hearing now, it's not like that.
Mhm.
Where, especially in like Scarborough and like a lot of the other schools that aren't as necessarily focused on academics, and the students aren't as focused on academics,
Mhm.
things are much more riled up.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot more Twitter beef. There'll be a lot more like Facebook beef and like behind the keyboards, and everybody is like a keyboard warrior. You know, Jinx
Hey.
Yomi Cook. Everybody's like a keyboard warrior at this
Yeah.
point. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? That's
Like,
a
what
good
are we
question.
doing
So
here?
there's two sides of that. So the thing is that everybody has a voice, but again, everybody has a voice.
Should
Yeah.
everybody have a voice though?
Everybody should have a voice.
Really?
Yeah.
It
But
becomes
people-
very noisy
people-
very quickly.
Yeah, everybody should have a voice, but people should be smart enough to know when to use it and when to just let it be.
Exercise the right.
I think
of
the-
consent.
How often have we had Twitter beef?
I don't think ever.
We
I've
have
never had Twitter.
voices. You
Yeah.
guys have voices, but
True.
you use your voices for something positive, right?
True.
To spread information, to spread conversation, and spread good vibes, right?
Yeah.
We've always done that. I think the first podcast, like I talked 30 minutes about investing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
we're
what I
gonna go.
mean?
We're gonna come to that.
Yeah.
Talk about that. I was gonna say
We should have
that
pulled up some
at the
numbers.
if you had invested in Ethereum the time we talked about investing,
Yeah,
Ethereum has gone up 10k.
there we go.
Sorry, 10x.
Yeah.
So there
It was
we go.
$300 at the time.
Which one of you
of
guys
the
did that?
podcast?
No.
And it's now 3.9k. Shut up, Siri. Shut up right now.
You see, that's what happens.
She's like, Ethereum? Why? Talk to me.
Yeah, why didn't I invest in Ethereum?
I want to invest.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like that whole invest talk that you gave us, that your little TED talk on our podcast, bro. I think I opened like I invested in S&P 500 like that either that night or that week.
Really, huh?
Yeah, I borrowed $1,000 from my dad. I was like, I'm gonna put it in.
How'd
Yeah.
that do?
I mean, I haven't touched it since. It's
That-
gone up. It's gone down. It's gone like the
But
gradient.
it's probably like a lot higher than it
it's
was this
not
time
a
last.
lot. I'm
last
sitting
year.
at about.
it's upward trending.
It is upward trending. I'm
Yeah.
sitting about like 15 to 20% more than it was when I put it in.
Do you know how much 15 to 20% is?
Yeah, but I only put in 1,000, so it's like
But like 15 to 20%, the average. I can't give investing advice.
yeah.
Like I want to say that.
But I
first.
took it.
Disclaimer.
That's what I'm saying.
disclaimer. This
I'm
is
saying
not.
I took
This
his
is not.
advice.
This is not investment advice. Talk to your investment advisor.
Which is not Krish.
which is
Unless
not
you
me.
work at where do you work?
Don't even like. We're not even getting there. like I'm an analyst, but like I can't give
No,
investment
no.
advice because that's very much like illegal
Yeah,
without like your proper certifications.
totally.
But like the average S&P return over the last 80 years, year over year average
Yeah.
is 10%.
Okay. Good. So that's
So you saying that you made 20%
yeah.
in a year is double the average.
More than a year. It's been like about 20 months. You came in April last year.
No, he came in October.
Came in
14
October.
months.
Was it October? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made
Wow.
about we're sitting at about I don't want to say the number, but
Yeah, 20%.
15 to 20%.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
That's a sizable amount.
I think it's also
Now,
because of the
you do
pandemic,
that?
right?
If you do that year over year over year over year over year, imagine every year you make an average of 12%
There we go.
average, right? You're 25 now. When you're 50, what's that going to look like?
Yeah.
Especially if you consistently put your money in.
Yeah.
Every paycheck you put 200 in, 300 in,
Yeah.
every single time. What's that going to look like when you're 50, when you're 65? I hate to tell you, without this metric, without this instrument that you have, you might not be able to retire.
Yeah.
Like you might not be able to retire.
Yeah.
You're going to have to depend on your kids to keep providing money
Yeah.
to you, you know? And that's going to be a burden, especially because we know what the housing market's going to be like.
Oh my God. Don't even.
So imagine like having kids and then they have to now worry about finding a place to rent and subsidizing your food.
yeah.
I was going to
That's
talk about
such a
the
large-
housing market. But like you're right. That is the power of compounding. You recently got a place for yourself. You mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Hotel California. Bro.
Okay, so
Hotel California.
There
for
we go.
somebody like me and you, right, or even him in the future, like people who graduate, who have jobs.
You just, is this because I went to UIT?
Relax.
Is it because I went to UIT?
Let me get to the
people,
point
man.
that I'm trying to make. The housing market in
You
Canada.
mean- Yeah, maybe him.
Maybe
Who
him.
knows though?
The housing market in Canada has been the fastest growing market out of, I think, in the whole, like the entire world.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
How are me and you supposed to buy property in the GTA?
Oh, good question.
How are we going to do that? How is
Great
that
question.
physically possible on the incomes that we have?
It's very possible.
I
Tell
don't know how much he's making. This guy was like on the income we have. No. On the income you have, my guy. This guy's fine.
I'm talking about a house. Are you able to buy a
House.
house right now in the
Yeah,
GTA?
you would be able to. Like you would have to. You gotta think about it differently, right? Like you can buy a house. I have a friend named Jelani. I don't know if you've ever met Jelani. Jelani Smith, one of the greatest guys alive.
True.
Goats.
I've never met him, but I will concur.
If you met him, okay, Jelani, is black. He speaks fluent Hindi
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow.
from UTSC. He took one course at UTSC. Speaks fluent Hindi.
It's beautiful.
He is browner than I am.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I think I know where you're getting at, but didn't he have a lot of help from his parents?
He had the same amount of help that I'd say a lot of people have, where there's like a little bit of subsidizing like your tuition, but all that stuff, yeah, sure. But he got capital, like he saved up. He worked 2 jobs plus, like he would work summers and then he would work as a teller, and he would work in the finance lab at UTSC.
Yeah.
So he would work 2 jobs, right? By the time his 4th year came around, he put all his savings, and he would save a lot. Like, he would be like very smart about how he spent money. He would put all his savings into his first property. When he bought his first property, he financed it, but he rented out the rooms that he wasn't using. So he bought the house, but then he rented out 80% of the house.
How do you get your mortgage approved? How do you have the down payment? If an average house in the GTA costs about, let's say, I'm talking about a minimum of 800K, 20% down is 160K. Where do you get that kind of capital? How do you, over time, as somebody who's starting off from scratch, have 160K lying around?
So the thing is, you don't need to buy a house off the bat. That's like you don't have a Hyundai, but now you're just going straight for a Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, how does that make sense, right? There are ways that you can just creatively. Why did I say it like that? The fuck? I do that often, man. Like, if somebody was roasting me about it,
yeah, you didn't
it's
see
just
it
like
wrong. Yeah,
I'm just
I do
like,
that too.
I don't know, man. I'm about that life,
Sure, go ahead.
But creatively, there's creative ways where you can build up capital so that you can get to that house, right? People will start off renting a condo. Rent that condo, rent the entire space, but then sublet the room that you're not using, right? So rent the entire space for like $2,400. Your room might be the master bedroom. You take $1,200 out of your own space, and then whoever you're subletting the other room to, you can have them pay the other half, or a larger part of that half. So now you are using half the space, or maybe more, but you were subletting that out.
Developing equity.
So you have like a little bit of like
But are you
income
still
coming in.
renting, or are you buying that condo and then renting the half?
You might be renting right now, and then
Okay.
saving, and then once you save enough, buy a condo. Buy a condo with 2 rooms. Now you have equity building up on one hand, but then you also have rental income coming on the other hand because you were renting out the other room, right? That's very much like a good technique that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They will buy a condo, right? And as soon as you buy that condo in a good place where there's like now the Eglinton LRT is coming in, so now you have a good condo, you can rent out the extra room and make income on it while building up equity, and condos can go for like $600,000, right? In Toronto. Like, it's still expensive,
Which is
but
insane.
it's like, yeah,
Which
but
is
like,
insane.
but condos have 5% down, which is like, you can put $30,000 down, which a lot of people have.
But
I
isn't
know a
your
lot of people don't.
monthly, like, mortgage higher in that case?
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But you also have rental income.
You can subsidize it. Like, you can break it in half. Let's
Yeah.
say what he's saying is like, let's say if you have a 2-bedroom condo and the mortgage is $3,000, you can get someone to pay $1,500 and you pay the $1,500.
Yeah.
And
But all
with-
the equity is on your
Exactly.
hands. So it's there
there
are
are ways
techniques.
around it,
There
yeah.
are techniques that are there.
and people
And
do that.
that's what a lot of people's parents have done,
Yeah.
right? I didn't grow up in a house. I grew up in a condo.
Yeah.
When we first came to Canada, we were in low income housing,
Yeah.
right in front of Malvern Town Center, right? Then we got a condo. Then we lived in that condo for 8 years, and then my parents bought a house in Markham,
Yep.
and they're still there, So it's like people will slowly build their equity, and that's what life is, right? Like, especially immigrant parents, we don't have generational wealth like
Nope.
that.
Definitely not.
We come from countries where generational wealth,
It was gone in 47, man.
it's
That's it.
gone. Like,
Or
it's not
stolen
there.
by your uncle.
So I feel like we all have that uncle that kind of
Yo,
duped everybody else's uncle.
my
you know?
dad. Okay, so this is like an immigrant joke, especially like a Indo-Pakistan immigrant joke, where they're like, oh, before partition we had this and that, and we had lakes full of milk, and we had streams full of honey. I'm like, what happened? Partition. We lost everything. I'm like, really? Why are you telling me now? Like, after like 70 years.
Yeah.
What is it about that story that's gonna make me feel good?
And your dad's in the shower, slow dancing in a burning room.
But like that's
He's just going through it.
man, that's the running joke, man. And my dad, my dad immigrated from India to East Pakistan,
Yeah.
which then turned into Bangladesh. So he immigrated, like his family basically immigrated twice.
Yeah.
So like the stories of him in Bangladesh are different.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the mango trees that we used to have. And, oh my God, Dad, relax.
And now he's in Canada.
Yeah.
He has snow. Look, snow.
You have so much snow. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true. We don't get the taste of that generational wealth. Maybe our kids
Yeah.
will one day.
That's the
Hopefully.
dream, right?
That's the dream. Yeah.
That's very much like our financial dreams, so that
Yeah.
we will grind, we will work, and we will work as hard as our parents did in their honor and their memory.
Yes.
We will
100%.
we will establish a legacy. They established our feet here. We will solidify our feet in concrete.
Oh wow.
That is the fucking goal.
That's
we have.
beautiful. I
So
love
that our kids can start to stand on their own without knowing what it was to stand on shaky ground,
That's true.
right?
That's so
what we
funny.
want.
Does that mean that, like maybe the next generation, like our kids, if they say, if they want to pursue the arts, would you be okay with that, or would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I'm totally
To,
fine
to
with
let
it.
them,
Yeah, I mean, you are just that guy. You know what I mean?
like if you're,
I'm like the guy that his kids would come to. Like, Uncle,
Yeah.
yo, I want to be a writer. Like my dad's like not letting me. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'll talk to him. I got this.
would you be okay with your kid saying he wants to study philosophy or poli sci? Like, would you be okay with that?
What's
Would
wrong with poli sci? You know
Nothing's
how he
wrong with
said
that.
poli sci? That was so full
Okay,
of
let's
like.
let's
I have friends on Parliament
okay,
Hill.
let's say
There we go.
Like I do.
non-STEM majors. Would
There
you
we
be
go.
okay with them pursuing non-STEM majors?
It would depend on the major, right? And like, I would never discourage them from following their dreams, because God willing, right? You know, inshallah,
Inshallah.
we would be able to provide the financial support to be able to give them the space that they need to pursue their dreams.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
because taking dreams away from a kid is very much like survival mentality. Like that's you're in survival mode. You know, you're not in thrive mode. We want our kids to be able to thrive in
Yeah.
their space and in their craft, because who knows, maybe they're gifted, right? Maybe they're
Totally.
gifted in this one area that's theirs, that God gave to them. And because you're in a survivalist mentality, you have to make them go in another area,
Yeah.
right? So who knows? Maybe it's that's what they were meant to do. I know Hassan Minaj. I don't know Hassan Minaj. I
I
know
was like,
of Hassan Minaj.
What?
I do not know Hassan.
Get him on the pod.
my sister met him once in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I heard he's a lovely dude.
yeah, he's great.
He just
I don't
wouldn't
know.
return all emails, but
I
apart
don't
from
know.
that, he's great.
He's
Yeah,
gonna be
you-
on the pod
you-
soon.
we have beef with him.
Follow yo at him.
Yeah, yeah.
At him. Hassan, follow us.
Yes.
Come on the
Please
pod.
Come on the pod. Come on the pod, Hassan Minaj.
We know you're watching it.
Yes. We actually do. We have proof. Please
We
continue.
see it.
Yeah,
Anyways, so he was like I saw this story where his parents told him, okay, you want to do this thing, you want to do this comedy thing, sure, you want to do this acting thing, sure, we give you 5 years, struggle, do whatever you want to do for those 5 years. If in 5 years you are not successful, come back and we will figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that arrangement.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a survivalist mentality where still a lot of us are in, you know, where we are still trying to solidify our feet on concrete because we're
Yeah.
scared that everything we have is going to get ripped away.
Yeah.
In a survivalist mentality, that's difficult to do. But when you're thriving, that why not?
Sure.
Why not give your child those 5 years for them to explore and figure themselves out, especially at 20 years old,
Yeah.
right? 20 to 25, like you have the rest of your life.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't
If
work
it doesn't work out, it doesn't work. You can figure it out. You know, finances might not be an issue at that point,
out. Yeah.
right?
It's very
So
true.
20 to 25, after you graduate, you have 5 years. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Is this for you? If it's not, let's find you something that is sustainable. You know,
I
and
love
not
that.
and not
I
not
love that.
not elegant, not like, not that it's not elegant, but not like so out of the box that you're the only person on moon
Yeah.
trying it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
There's just
Would,
one thing
sorry,
that,
wait. Would you though?
What?
Would you let your kids pursue something non-STEM major like he said?
yeah,
I think it depends, man. I hope that I'm in a position where I am able to tell them to pursue their dreams because I heard Will Smith talk about this where he said that kids or like raising kids is like planting a seed. As a parent, the only thing you can do is create a good, friendly, healthy environment for that seed to grow and eventually blossom. So I think that is the ultimate goal. But I think I'll see what the passion is, what their discipline is like, and
Yes.
how
very good
bad
question.
do they
Very
want
good
it?
answer. Sorry.
How
Yeah.
bad do they want it?
Yeah.
Right?
That's the
Like-
thing. Yeah.
The thing with Hassan Minaj was even after the 5 years, he hadn't made it.
Yeah.
But he wanted it so bad that he made it happen regardless. His wife is a doctor. His sister is a lawyer.
yeah.
That's the environment. And my man's a
Yeah.
comedian. He's making
Yeah.
jokes on TV, right?
yeah.
So like that's like that's the pressure you feel. Like that's sometimes what I feel as well. Like my boy here, UFT grad, golden
Yeah.
boy of the house, mashallah.
yeah.
And like I want to be a writer. I have like I write poetry. What is this, right?
Yeah.
And like yeah, spoken word. And I feel that, man. I
Yeah.
totally feel that. And like
Yeah.
if you can persist through those hard times,
Yeah.
because boy are they hard,
Yeah.
you make it out, man. You can prove to other people like this wasn't like
Yeah.
not a like it's worth it. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's how I convinced him to do the pod. Because he was
Yeah.
like, "There's no value in the pod." I'm like, "It's fun." I was like, that's not it. Like, it takes a big chunk of my time.
Yeah.
And then we got Ali Abdallah on the podcast,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then that thing blew up. Like,
Yeah.
we got like 30,000 views on it and something.
Yeah.
And he saw the return on that, and he's like, "Bro, this thing keeps getting like 500, 600 views a day
Yeah.
to this day." And he's like, "Bro, if we can keep sustaining this,
Yeah.
this could be like passive income. This could be
Yeah.
great." I'm like, "There we go.
Yeah.
That's it."
Some people need to incentivize it based on like income and
True.
monetization, right?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. Like like if that's the way you need your motivation to work, then that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But that's an external motivating factor instead of an internal motivating
True.
factor. What's the internal motivating factor, right? What does internal motivation look like? It means like you just want to do something that's fun. Like I want to come here. I'm not going to get a cut of anything.
Yeah.
I want to come here and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Like I like talking to you guys and I like catching up and I like seeing what our perspectives were a year ago.
Totally.
That's very fun to me.
That's
you know, and then
very fun to us.
catching up with you.
yeah.
You know, like we don't do this often.
Yeah.
Like I'm boys with Ahmed, you know. So like you and I will see each other like a few times a year,
Yeah.
you know, and it's always like that thing that we have, a bit of a tradition, right?
Yeah. I love it.
So like that's my internal motivating factor.
One of the things we talked about as the year was wrapping up, because after this month we're taking like a month break, is it? A month or two we'll be off.
Yeah.
And we were like, bro, I want Krish back. Like I want to
Yeah.
see where we were. Like firstly, we've changed. We have like a whole room. We have our
Yeah,
studio.
congratulations, by the
Yeah,
way.
thanks. Thanks.
Congratulations on the new studio, the new
Yeah.
place.
Thanks,
You know,
man.
it's
like
beautiful.
it's a lot of hard
it's a
work and
beautiful
sweat.
place.
But we were like, I want him to come back, and I want to
Yeah.
like trade off like what it was back in the day, even though it was just a year ago. But it feels
Yeah.
like a lifetime, man.
Yeah.
It's so different. 2020 was a completely
Yeah.
different beast.
What's changed for you? What was 2020? And what has 2021 become?
Yeah, I think I was the last time you were here on the pod. I was still a student.
Mm.
I was still in uni. I was still trying to figure this stuff out, and I thought that I would have everything figured out once I'd graduate. But when I started working, I found that it was not the case.
Yeah.
And when I talk to people that are older than me,
Whose phone is that? Is that my phone?
Yeah, that's my pocket.
Go ahead. Yeah.
do you want to take that?
Take it, but I'm just gonna make sure everything's okay. It's my mom. She can
Relax.
relax.
Yeah.
I'm 24, ma. I'm 24, ma.
She makes a cameo. Mama Vithlani.
Krishna.
So
Please
I mean, what I was
continue.
trying to say was that I thought that people that were older than me that were working, they had everything figured out,
Yeah.
and then I realized that nobody has life figured out. You're still learning on the go.
Yeah.
And perhaps like a year ago, I was a bit more optimistic, hopeful.
And now you're like cynical.
Yeah, I'm a bit more pragmatic. I'm a bit more of a realist now.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying in the beginning, man. I
yeah.
feel like the older we get, the more cynical we get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are we losing with that? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've started to look at the world in a very different lens. And I think that's just part of growing up, and that's your personal growth.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing though. Is it your personal growth, or are you letting the world change how you actually are? Because I'm gonna be honest, this man's gotten a bit hostile in the past few months.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Krish's face is killing me right now. Hostile and like we have arguments.
Are you bringing me into like some family drama?
No, none of that.
No,
Like
we're
hostile,
chill.
like he's just gotten, like he said, he's gotten serious.
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of different things I could use to joke about with him, and he's just like, I don't know.
I can't joke about it anymore.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, fine. Like that's fine. People need their space. People grow up. People
Yeah.
restrict things. I get that, but like,
yeah.
don't because I'm older than him, and I feel like I'm still a bit more like, hey, let's go, let's do
Yeah.
that. You know, let's go on an adventure
Yeah,
thing.
you got like a younger personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I get that a lot,
Yeah.
and I just keep
I
reminding.
feel like
him
I've seen things in life that he probably hasn't yet.
what are you talking about?
And
A degree.
it's called a convocation ceremony.
Online convocation ceremony, by that, where they just put your name on the slide and there you go, off you go.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I want to see how he changes once he has a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Because I think that also changes you a lot.
It's not just a 9 to 5. It's a 9 to 5 that fucking sucks.
Yeah, when I used to do a 9 to 5 pre-pandemic, I was miserable.
Yeah.
I was absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
And best case scenario, something happens like in my life where whatever I'm working towards, it clicks. This podcast especially
Yeah.
gets like trillions of views, and like we don't
Yeah.
have to work anymore.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. But I am sort of not warming up, but I'm ready to like, okay, I need to do a 9 to 5 to chase, like you said, 9 to 5 for the 5 to 9. But yeah, the 9 to 5 makes me a really bad person. I'm not a good person when I'm working 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I cut him some slack. I'm like, maybe he's a bit stressed. Work is this, work is that. I get it. But my point is, don't let work change you, or don't let the world around you change you, because you know who you are from the inside, it matters.
I think that's easier
A
said
dream
than
is
done.
all you need to get by, man.
That's
you need a
easier
dream.
said than done. That's also his hopeful side
Yeah.
talking.
I am very optimistic. I am what is it? Toxic positivity is
Toxic
what I have.
positivity.
Like I'll break a leg, or you'll break a leg, and I'll be like, oh, that's not the worst, man. You could have broken both of your legs. You know what I mean? Like
Could have been so much worse.
could have been so much worse, but it's not. So like in some certain situations that helps.
Yeah.
Like our car got totaled recently.
Yeah. He was telling
Yeah.
me. He was telling me.
And
Yeah.
I was all like, oh, yeah, it's fine. We'll get a new one. This is a great opportunity to get like, we're going to get like, you know, whatever insurance money. And I'm
Yeah.
going to put some more down. And we're going to get this. And then he was like, man, we don't have a car for like a week. I'm like, yeah, but look at the bigger pictures. Like that's just like a different perspective on the same issue that we
Yeah.
have. We've had this since like we were kids.
Yeah.
It's just gotten a bit more, I don't know how to say it. It's a bit more clear. The edges
Yeah.
are more hardened now. It used to be more gray.
But that's what growing up is, right? Like
Okay.
you're not as malleable to your environment,
Yeah.
unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
Like my father is like 60 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my mom tells me all the time, like, you can't change him now.
No, not now.
Like it's
Again, but he's
the
60.
the
man.
story's written.
We're in our 20s.
Yeah, but still, like you can start to see a little bit of a person's personality start to develop
Yes.
and like who they are as a person, right? And that you can change it,
yeah.
and they can change it if they want to, but people are who they are.
True.
It's
Yeah.
funny, our moms have the same problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't change your dad.
Can't change your father, you
Yeah,
know
it's
what
not
I mean?
gonna happen.
But I still find her like complaining about the same things. I'm like, you know, he's like that. You know, he's not gonna change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah. Our mom would like bring up something that happened like 20 years ago
Yeah.
and be like, I'm pissed at. She'd get upset over it all over again. And I'm like, Mom, come on. That's kind of on you.
We've been through this.
We've seen this episode before. Right? And
Your mom's singing slow dancing to a
oh
burning
my
room.
God.
Like your entire
My
house
mom
is on
actually
it.
really likes John Mayer.
Does she?
I think she has a little bit of crush on him.
She thinks he's a very philosophical dude.
Yeah.
Really?
She's like, so the word, you know what chichora means?
No.
Chichora is like,
F boy.
yeah.
Fuck boy.
Yeah. She's like, he's not a chichora. He's so graceful. I'm like, you should not read the People's Magazine and the Playboy article from 2010,
Or listen to any
You'll be
Taylor
fine.
Swift song.
and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, she's a mare head, as we say.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
She's good. She
That's
likes
sick, yo. That's sick.
it. Yeah.
My mom would never listen to any English music.
Really?
Like, ever. Like
Have
she's
you
just
tried?
not. Yeah, like I mean, like I would listen to the radio
Yeah.
and then she would just turn it
Yeah.
off.
Oh wow.
She would like flick the switch
Yeah.
and just turn it off, and then she would go back to like praying, like in the car. I'm like, this is depressing. I'm never driving you anywhere again.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have a license? You know, I'm moving to Toronto. I don't need a car there.
That's your origin story.
Yeah, that's my villain origin story.
There we go.
She turned the radio off once, and I was just like, I'm leaving you.
Bro, that's what
Krish Vithlani, No Way Home.
Bro, that's that. Man, I love it when you come here, man. We're so many great laughs. I
Yeah,
love
bro.
it. But our parents are like they try to be cool. So
Yeah.
they're like into the whole Marvel thing.
Yeah.
So I took my parents to watch like Spider-Man yesterday.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, and they loved it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was like taking my parents to watch like it on like a normal theater. And my mom was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Wait, it's not IMAX?"
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, "Mother."
Jesus.
Okay. So I had to like upgrade like IMAX tickets and
Yeah.
then get the popcorn. But then she was upset that the popcorn thing was closed because of the COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
You can't have concessions anymore.
Yeah.
And like, wow, look, we spoiled you guys.
Do you
like,
sometimes I think,
I only sit in IMAX. All right, Nazar?
can you ever imagine explaining the plot of Inception to your parents? Have you seen Inception?
I have not.
The hell?
I know,
can
man.
You
but
imagine
I'm just,
explaining the
I'm
plot
just
to
so,
him?
I'm
Can
just
you
so like,
imagine? We have a guest that has not seen Inception.
it's just like,
I think we might scrap this episode.
I get it.
But-
Like, I get it. Like, it's fucking confusing. Leo, oh, what a good
But
performance.
it's
I don't give a
dream
fuck, man.
within
I
a
don't
dream,
care. I don't
within
care.
a dream, within a dream.
I don't
Okay.
care. Like, what are you?
You gotta give it a chance.
MLK? Like, I don't care, bro. Like, this is such a dumb movie. Inception's a dumb movie. Okay? Like, nobody cares. 500 Days of Summer, great movie. Inception, dumb movie. Oh, the fucking walls are now floors. I don't care.
This guy said, "What are you, MLK?" He just said that on the podcast. Okay.
I don't care.
That's
Inception's
gonna,
dumb.
you know, in the podcast when they started the podcast, they show like the best part. In the
Yeah.
beginning. This is gonna be that part
Oh my
when
God.
you're like, "What did he see? MLK?" That's the. I want that on a
Scotiabank is
t-shirt.
gonna cancel me.
Oh my god. No,
Yeah.
but that's a good movie. You should watch
We
it.
recommend watching it.
Did you see Spider-Man yet?
What? No.
You're not into the Marvel thing?
No, man. Like, I used to
on,
be
talk
into
to me.
Spider-Man. Listen, I used to be into
Yeah.
Spider-Man. And then the entire, like, Avengers thing started happening. And, like, I had this conversation with my boy Tivian. I don't know if he's going to watch this. Tivian and I had this, like, argument where it's just, like, Marvel was good. Like, all these superhero movies were sick. You
Yeah.
know, like, Batman was cool. Spider-Man was cool. Spider-Man was always my favorite. Me and my dad
True.
used to watch it
Same.
growing up. Like, he used to take me.
The Sam Raimi ones or the Andrew Garfield ones?
No, the very first ones.
The Tobey Maguire ones.
Tobey
Okay.
Maguire ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to take me to the theaters to watch it 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a very personal part of my childhood, you know, and like it was some of the greatest memories I have with my dad. But yeah, Marvel and all these like superhero like franchises started doing this thing where it's just like, oh, we can get so much more money if we like make Batman meet like Spider-Man, or like if we
That's
get like
not it.
I don't care. But if it's
Superman.
like
Superman.
Spider-Man, yeah, if we can get like like Superman to meet Batman, if we get like Spider-Man to meet like Captain America,
Yeah.
oh, and what if we put like Iron Man in there too? Oh my God, let's try this out.
Yeah.
They put it in the movie theater, and now it has like 3 times as much revenue.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, let's just keep doing that. Like,
Okay.
Like, why would we like not like make them all keep meeting?
Okay.
So let's add a couple more characters in, and it's just like duh, and it's just like duh, and it's like at a certain point, the original storylines of the individual characters are so blurred
hmm
that it's not even about the characters anymore.
It's about the story.
It's
about the plot.
it's about like this new thing that you're making, but these are not new characters.
Okay.
Like you have no like further detailed character development
Okay.
in these like new franchises. It's just like, oh my God, like Captain America and like Iron Man were fighting, and it was the fucking coolest thing ever. And it's just
Yeah.
like I don't care. Like Inception's dumb. This is dumb.
But,
Like
okay,
I don't care.
That is how the movie industry works. You got to make money to.
What did your boy say?
Yeah,
to
but
that,
it's
by
just
the way?
like he was just like, Krishna, you're being childish. Shut up. And I was
Yeah,
like,
but-
I don't care.
Shout out to TVN. Thank you.
my counter argument is that all the things you're talking about, the precedence of that happening, the Spider-Man meeting
Yeah.
Batman or whatever you said, that's been it's in the comics like from 70 years ago, from 60 years ago. So technically,
Avengers were the comics.
yeah, Avengers, Spider-Man, everything. This is 70, 60 years ago. Like Spider-Man joined the comics like in the 50s, I think, 50s
Yeah.
or 60s. That's when he joined the Avengers. Like this stuff has been going on for decades. It's just that this is the first time that we see them in the big screen together. The reason why the Spider-Man movies that you're talking about were solo Spider-Man movies had nothing to do with Marvel or Disney. It was literally just rights. It was the fact that Stan Lee got broke and Steve Ditko, who created Spider-Man, they were broke. And they were like, we need to start selling these properties to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And they broke the Marvel lineup and they sold X-Men to Fox. They sold Spider-Man to Sony. And then they kept the rest. And whatever money they made, they made. But then they sold the entire catalog to Disney for like, I don't know how many $1 million, like $200-300 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then Disney started making these movies, starting with Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, I see your gripe. I see that you are upset about that. I see a lot of people upset about that. It gets confusing. It's so muddled.
Yeah.
It's a lot of this, a lot of
there's
that.
There's like 4 of them now.
Yeah,
it's
there's
like
there's a lot of
come
them.
on.
There's like, I think 29 Marvel movies now. Like, you don't even know where
No,
to start.
I'm not talking about Marvel. Of course, there's a lot of
But, like,
Marvel movies.
yeah.
I'm talking about like Avengers and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of them as
Yeah.
well. And they're all tied. If you don't see that, you can't understand that.
So it's just like.
So I get your
Yeah.
gripe with it, but
Yeah.
I'm also saying this is a tradition of comic books
Yeah.
that's like predated all of us. Like,
Perhaps.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
So I get it, but at the same time, that's what we have, and it's like a worldwide cultural phenomenon, and I'm all for it, man.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
it.
not,
Krish
bro.
about these movies is like one of those old uncles who hates technology and phones. It's like, no, I just want to make texts and calls. I don't want FaceTime and emails. No.
What
I
is an
I
iPad?
just switched over to an iPhone, and I'm
Same.
like lost.
Bro, how has your life changed? Is it positive or negative?
Like it's positive, but it's like I'm lost. Like I
Are
don't
you
get
lost?
it. Yeah. Like I'm just like how do you
Switching
like?
to-
I tried sharing my calendar with somebody,
Mhm.
and like she still hasn't gotten the invite. So I'm like, it says shared.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Tim Apple. You know where to find
Hit me
him.
up. Hit me up.
You know where to find him.
Yeah. I'm like,
Hey, Krish, thank you for coming, man.
yeah, man.
This was amazing. Every time you come, we laugh so much.
Yeah.
I forget we're on a podcast and I'm holding a mic.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have a mic.
Yeah.
Like every time we laugh, I had to check the levels. I was like, are we peaking? I
Yeah.
hope we're not peaking because this is so much fun. I don't want to like. It's always great. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making the whole year like round up so beautifully, man. You're
Yeah,
just
man.
a beautiful human being.
Thanks, buddy.
And
Appreciate it, yo.
I don't know what else to say. To
And
him.
I hope that we can do this again next
Next year.
year and see.
I want to make
what
this
changes.
a tradition, man.
Let's
I,
make it.
I,
Make
I
it an
love
open.
I love going back to where we were the year before, and it's very much like very few times do we take that time to reflect what the past year has been. I do it on my birthday and I do it on New Year's.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I never look back because we're
Truly.
always like forward looking as
Yeah.
we established, right?
Yeah.
So taking this time to look back at it and like look back at it. No, but like taking this time to look back at the year and then just look at what we've done and where we were and where we are now. Like, are we
Yeah.
better or are we worse? If we're worse, it's beautiful, right? Because that's how life is going to be. It's not always going to be bad. It's going to be good a lot of times, you know? So if it's bad right now, it's going to get a lot better. And if we're great, if we're better than we were before, that's beautiful in its own way.
Yeah.
So taking this time to like reflect, and I hope I get to reflect more on your new book.
I hope totally,
know?
man.
Tell the people when it's coming out.
They know, man. I
They
plug
know.
this enough on this podcast. It's coming out. It's coming out next week, and it's gonna be. You buy it up from my website. You get a signed copy. They know all of that.
They know
it's
all
all in
that,
the
huh?
description. I keep plugging it on this podcast.
Awesome,
But
man.
thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it.
I love seeing you, man. The last time I saw you was on the podcast, and now I
Yeah.
see you again. And
Yeah.
you look good. You look happy. You look fit, and that's what I love to see. I love progression.
Positive energy.
Positive energy.
BDV.
BD.
BDV. Yeah.
All right, with that, we'll sign out. And if you guys have followed us through the end of this podcast, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you know Krish, if you know one of us, let us know how you know us on the comment section, and we'll keep this going. And we'll see you the next time you're in, Krish.
Awesome, man.
All right.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care.